Mets, more financial issues for the Mets. And it just never ends with their financial issues. Wow. And are expected to significantly cut payroll next year to compensate. That stinks for Met fans.
Yeah, it does.
Especially they got a good core. They should be pretty good for a while if they spent some money and they did the right thing. Now, the team is up for sale after a deal fell through with minority owner Steve Cohen. Tiki broke that story. Tiki Gammons. Tiki only.
And then it fell through like 2-3 months later.
That's right. Buster Barber, as I said that. And now reports say that AROD and J-Lo have finally found an investor. I told you they'd come back to this, to help buy the team. As we know, only a few former great athletes have become owners, but MJ's one, A-Rod's former best friend and seeming adversary at this point, Derek Jeter, has struggled. Miami's a different situation than the Hornets, but they both haven't done well yet. In or out, you're confident that A-Rod will be a better owner than Jeter or MJ?
I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to say inbounds because not that Michael doesn't know basketball, because clearly he does, but he hasn't evaluated talent very well. I think Alex has a knowledge, like a baseball IQ, that is just, it's amazing. It's great to listen to him on air doing games. And so I think he has a good circle, too, of business people that he can lean on for advice. So I'm going to say inbounds to that.
I'm going to say inbounds as well. Jordan has not done a good job there. That's been well chronicled. Way too early for Jeter.
Yep.
Although let's face it, I know that the Marlins are paying a little bit of that Stanton contract here, but he dumped off Stanton on the Yankees. Now he also traded some really good players like Yelich. He didn't get a lot in return, but
an MVP in Yelich.
And Yelich is phenomenal, as we know. It's a compromised financial situation for the Marlins. I'm going to give Derek a chance to do his thing, but my answer is inbounds because Tiki nailed it. You can say whatever you want about Alex Rodriguez and the cheating, and he's a little bit too in love with himself. Those weird pictures looking at himself in the mirror back in the day. He's incredibly vain. I mean, we're all vain to an extent. He's incredibly vain. But Alex Rodriguez knows the game like very few people, at a level and at a love that, quite frankly, I don't think Jeter has for baseball. And Derek's even said, I don't really watch games. I do my thing. I play hard. I go home, and I'm done with baseball. Mm-hmm. Alex is a student of the game, the history of the game, and I think he would be a little bit more immersed in the development, drafting. I think he's going to be a great owner if it comes to that point. I think Alex would be really, really good. I agree. Inbounds. The Niners leading wideout Deebo Samuel broke his foot while training with fellow teammates in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, Samuel had successful surgery to repair the Jones fracture, and he's expected to miss at least 3 to 4 months. Obviously not very good news. Today, the Niners got some more bad news. His kick returner, Richie James Jr., broke his wrist while training. What are these guys doing? What kind of training are they doing? Doing UFC training?
Seriously.
Jeez. Inbounds out, right?
Maybe.
I know. Who knows? Inbounds, out of bounds, teach. So here's the question. During the pandemic, the NFL should allow some coaches and medical staff to oversee training sessions with multiple players.
I'm going to say inbounds at this, BT, and this is special times that call for special measures, and these guys clearly are getting themselves in trouble doing it on their own, and you can understand why. Look, they haven't had football, for organized football, at least for a really long time, other than these virtual meetings, and they want to be ready. They want to be in shape, and so they get aggressive during this time off. But the problem is when you're not proctored, kids will be kids, and they're big kids, they're grown kids, but they're still very aggressive, and you're starting to see some injuries. I think the problem here, BT, is how these are going to be classified. Are these non-football related injuries? And if they end up missing time in the regular season, 3 months pushes you right up to the regular season. Yeah. A non-football related injury means you're not compensated for it. So
they can't start. Now, I agree. Is that the team, or that's the team, not the league, right?
It's just the contract. It's in everybody's contract. Like you void this section of your contract for however long you're out if you suffer a non-football related injury. Now it's up to the discretion of the team.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
But I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm just saying, technically, it's a non-football related injury.
Oof. Yeah. I mean, that would be a very dangerous flex right there. You would lose some serious points. I mean, that would be bad. Doubt. That's not going to happen. But I do agree with the inbounds here. I mean, listen, we've got to protect the the most valued assets, commodities of the league. And it's not about the coaches or the broadcasters or the referees for sure. It's about the guys who suit up and do magical things that 99.9 of us can only dream about doing. So, you've got to make sure that during unique circumstances, there are unique methods to counterbalance those circumstances. And you've got to have a watchful eye who knows what's up. And this one's easy. I don't know. What do you write a rule for, God forbid, a future pandemic? I don't even know how you would implement this now or for future issues down the road. But I don't know. Maybe the commissioner steps in and says, you know what? I don't even know if he would do that. If he could do that, I guess he could. But Tiki's right. I mean, this is a problem. Guys want to be ready for the season. Guys don't want to show up when it's time to earn jobs and make steps from good player to great player. You got to get paid and contract things in the air. So you want to be ready to go, and there's only so many options. So the answer is absolutely inbounds. The extra set of eyes is very important at this point. I agree. South Florida fired Charlie Strong this offseason after seeing their record drop in each of his first 3 years at the helm. So Charlie's not that good of a coach. Let's just kind of call
he was
it for what it is.
He was a good defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's not done a good job as a head coach.
His last was good at Florida. Well, I guess he was. He was good at Louisville first.
Yes, Louisville, who was good.
Yeah.
However, since Strong he had 2 years left on his deal, the school owed him nearly a $3 million buyout. Now there's reports that say USF is investigating some potential minor violations in an effort to find cause after the firing that could help them avoid the payout. Sounds shady, because it is. In or out, the NCAA should not allow teams to claim cause for a firing after they actually fire the coach.
I don't know if the NCAA is in charge here, so I'm gonna say out of bounds. I think there's going to likely be some legal precedent here that makes the NCAA and college institutions not able to do this. You fire a guy, you got to state the reason. But that's up to the university, right? That's up to the athletic department, not necessarily the NCAA. I know that the violations impact the program, but not necessarily the coach. So I'm going to say out of bounds, but I think this could lead to something, significant happening in the college coaching ranks.
I'm going to say out of bounds as well. There's a few caveats there. I'll identify one in a moment. But how about this? The last 6 years for Charlie Strong: 6-7, 5-7, 5-7, 10-2, 7-6, 4-8. That is pretty ugly track record right there for a guy that we liked and we supported. We weren't sure. Let's be honest. We didn't know if Texas was going to give him a fair shake.
Yeah.
We talked about it. We had Charlie on the show.
Yeah.
We liked him.
And again, he was kind of there to clean it up. You know what I mean?
Well, Mac Brown just didn't get the talent at the end.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a lot of insubordination going on. Remember,
That's true.
Remember, he was asking kids to leave.
I do remember that.
Did you kick him out? No, I just asked him to leave.
Yeah,
I remember he said that on our show.
I remember. Definitely a man of principle, no doubt. But the wins have been few and far between.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say inbounds here. Actually, I'm gonna say inbounds. The NCAA should not allow teams to claim. I'll say inbounds, but like you, there's a shade of gray.
There's a lot of gray here.
I think it's going to be used as a weapon, like USF is using it as a weapon. Let's call it for what it is. So that's obviously not cool, and that's why I say inbounds to that. But there could be certain circumstances where things truly arise that are unsightly and so far below board that you truly did not know about. There should be a little wiggle room, but I think in general it will be misused, which is why I say inbounds.